I read the text at a red light. The light turned green. I didn't move. The word sat there glowing. Clinical. No punctuation wasted on kindness. No apology. Just a decision delivered like a receipt. You're staying home. As if my life was a chair she could fold and lean against the wall. I tasted metal. The air smelled like hot rubber and exhaust. My hands were steady. That surprised me. I imagined Europe without me. The tickets already booked, the suit hanging, tagged, the plans rehearsed in my head the way men rehearse escapes. Then the last line burned through it all. My kids want their real dad. Real. That word rearranged the room inside my skull. I parked. I read it again, then again, slower. Like repetition might turn it into a joke. It didn't. Something old and careful in me slid into place. A door closing softly. I didn't reply. I used to believe love announced itself loudly. Grand gestures, public vows. Instead, it arrived quietly with her. Coffee poured before I asked. The way she tucked her feet under my thigh at night like she was anchoring herself to me. I helped raise her kids. I learned their allergies, their tells, the lies they told when they were afraid. I paid for braces, tutors, the apartment with windows facing the river. I called it ours. I meant it. There were signs, of course, there always are. Her phone turning face down, the way we became eye in conversation, the sudden interest in custody schedules and old photos resurrected from cloud storage. She started saying his name without venom. That was new. That was dangerous. Still, I stayed. I told myself, this is what stability looks like. This is what commitment costs. I paid gladly. I thought generosity bought safety. It doesn't. It just marks you. The suspicion didn't arrive as a scream. It arrived as a hum, persistent, irritating, the kind you can't locate but can't escape. She'd leave early, come back bright-eyed, humming to herself. I noticed the way she dressed for errands that didn't require dressing. I noticed how she stopped asking about my day. At night, while she slept, I stared at the ceiling and ran timelines. Who benefits? Who moves quietly? Who waits? I didn't confront her. Confrontation is messy. It warns the enemy. I watched. I checked what I owned, what I paid, what ran through my name like blood through veins. The lease, the utilities, the school accounts, the cards, the travel, the insurance, every quiet support beam. No one notices until it's gone. I checked her messages once. Just once. She'd gotten careless. That happens when people think they're safe. There it was, casual, familiar, intimate, plans discussed as if I were furniture. When you're back, he'd written. Not if, not maybe. That was the moment the pain turned cold, sharp, useful. I closed the phone. I sat very still. I imagined the board in my head clearing, pieces sliding into place. Victims react. Planners don't. The plan didn't come as a lightning bolt. It assembled itself politely, step by step, like a well-mannered exit. I didn't need drama. I needed accuracy. By noon, I canceled the Europe tickets. Not hers, mine. By 1, I ended automatic payments, subscriptions, tuition transfers, utilities scheduled for renewal. By 2, I spoke to a realtor I trusted. Cash listing, aggressive timeline. By 3, I moved money where it couldn't be followed. I packed light, the essentials, documents, a single photo I couldn't throw away yet. I left the apartment immaculate. No note, no explanation. I turned absence into a statement. Before I left, I sent one message, one sentence. Measured, surgical. Hope he's ready. Then I disappeared. I didn't watch the fallout. I imagined it. That's worse. The return from Europe, jet lagged, the door not opening, the lights off, the cards declined, the school calling, the realtor's sign in the lobby, the landlord's email, the slow realization that the floor beneath them wasn't solid. It was rented. I pictured the real dad showing up, all confidence and nostalgia, only to find chaos. Children confused, a woman frantic, bills like ghosts pressing their hands through the walls. Romance hates logistics. Love flees spreadsheets. I stayed gone. That was the hardest part. Silence is heavier than anger. Silence forces people to hear themselves. They tried to reach me. Of course they did. Voicemails bloomed like mold. Emails with subject lines that escalated from confusion to fury to pleading. I didn't open them. Opening is participation. I learned later, through mutual friends, through whispers, that he didn't stay. He couldn't. He liked being wanted, not being needed. He liked weekends, not responsibility. The fantasy collapsed under the weight. She tried to sell the story that I was cruel, that I had abandoned them. I let her. Control isn't correcting lies. It's making truth expensive. 2 weeks after they returned, I walked past a cafe near the river. I wasn't supposed to be there, but cities forgive anonymity. I saw her through the glass, smaller, tired, the kids arguing softly, a life recalibrated downward. She saw me. Shock froze her face into something honest. I didn't stop. I didn't smile. I didn't slow. I kept walking like a man with nothing to explain. That was the climax she didn't get to narrate. Here's the confession part they don't warn you about. Revenge isn't loud when done right. It doesn't shout. It erases. It removes support and lets gravity do the rest. It leaves you alone with your choices. I didn't ruin her. I stopped saving her. There's a difference. I learned something in the quiet that followed. Betrayal isn't the worst pain. The worst pain is realizing how replaceable you allowed yourself to become. How easily your generosity was repurposed as entitlement. I don't regret leaving. I regret staying as long as I did. Justice doesn't always look like a courtroom. Sometimes it looks like a morning text unanswered and an afternoon that changes everything. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't raise a hand. I raised the standard.